I'm Marissa.
Hey Marissa, how's it going?
And today, I want to tell you my story of how I lost one half of my brain.
How do you lose half your brain? How do you function? Is this possible?
Completely normal girl until the age of 3. But then I had my first seizure, and I can still remember riding in the ambulance to get to the hospital.
I hope she's gonna be okay.
The seizures didn't stop, and at one point I was having seizures every 5 minutes. The doctors diagnosed me with Rameson's encephalitis.
Excuse me? Try spelling that in a spelling bee. I bet you couldn't. Okay, I shouldn't bet that because you probably now are gonna try and you're gonna accomplish it. I like that about you.
It's a rare inflammatory neurological disease which affects only one half of the brain. The doctors gave me all kinds of medicine to treat it, but nothing
Is it gonna
worked.
help? Nothing
And
worked.
because-
Why does nothing ever work? Come on, guys.
The seizures kept me from falling asleep. I was close to death after a few days.
This
That's
poor
why
girl.
my
I
parents
just wanna hug
allowed
her.
the doctors to cut out the affected area,
I mean, I guess at least you could sleep. Can you live with half a brain?
which meant I'd lose half of my brain. Obviously, my parents were very worried about brain damage, but I was lucky. Because I was so young, my brain was still growing and developing. So even though I only had one half left, my brain was able to adapt and reorganize itself.
I love that for her.
After the operation, the seizures stopped.
Did you say she's okay now? Wait. She's okay now. I mean, okay is a relative term. She lost half her brain. At least she can sleep. I love how like that's the part I'm most worried about. I'm like, the sleep. I need the sleep.
And these days, the only signs of what happened are that I don't have much control over my right upper body.
That's not too bad, except if you're right-handed.
I find it tough to focus for long, and it took me years to learn how to read and write. I remember watching other kids doing things like playing on the swings or chasing each other.
She's
And I'd
crying.
be sad because I couldn't join in. I had lots of mood swings growing up, and sometimes I even threw scissors and forks at them.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, I guess you can't blame the girl. She's missing half her brain.
Whenever I was angry, I lost all my self-control.
Same. Wait, am I missing half of my brain too? Should I get a CAT scan? Don't answer that.
Despite my many flaws, I'm always trying my best to be a positive person. I'm constantly joking, and I always have a smile on my face.
I like her attitude. At least she's happy and she's making the best of it. If this girl can be happy with half a brain, I feel like the rest of us need to like also try to be more positive, right? At least that's my philosophy.
That's because I know how lucky I am to be alive, even though I lost
That's the
half
spirit.
my brain. Today, I'm 28 and married to the man who I love very much.
She's not letting it hold her back. She's married.
violin
She
in
plays the
Australia.
violin.
Although I'm not very good at it.
Her eye twitch.
I dreamed of becoming a nurse so I could help others the way the doctors helped me. Unfortunately, I can't control my right arm, so I've been told I wouldn't be able to pursue that profession.
Rude.
But instead, I became a part-time cleaner at our local hospital, and I also volunteered to spend time with patients who need someone to talk to.
She seems so sweet.
One of my former classmates was hospitalized. She was one of the girls that made fun of me back in middle school. She always said I was too dumb to be considered a human.
Too dumb to be considered a human? What does that even mean? Considered a human. Is she saying like she's an animal? Animals are cool. I wouldn't be insulted by that.
And her comments made me feel very insecure about myself.
You've accomplished so much and you only have half a brain. Like, okay, when I said that, I felt like I was like giving her an insult, but really like it's just the truth. She has half a brain.
When she saw me, she said, "Oh, Marissa, you're working as a cleaner now. That's great." I know she looks down on me, but I don't mind.
That was so rude. Haven't you given this girl a hard enough time already?
I'm giving my best every day.
Yes, you go,
Especially when
Marissa.
I'm taking
Yes,
care
girl.
of my son, Doyle. He is 4 years old now and perfectly healthy. I just wanted to say how grateful I am to be alive.
We're grateful too, Marissa.
If it wasn't for the doctors who operated on me, I wouldn't be alive today. And if I'd been born 200 years ago, people would have confused my seizures with me being possessed by a demon.
Yeah, they used to do that.
Never forget that this could be your last day on Earth. Don't waste your time complaining.
I mean, she's not wrong. Life is short. Oh man, that's like pulling at my heartstrings. You gotta enjoy every moment because you never know.
I just spend time with the people I love and who love me back. I have a simple but good life. and that's all that matters to me.
Wow, what an awesome, wholesome story. Now to a little less wholesome story. This girl literally dated 10 people at the same time. How do you have time for that?
It started when my friend Josh told me that he broke up with his girlfriend, Allison. He was heartbroken because she left him for a richer guy.
He didn't want a gold digger anyway. I mean, he shouldn't. Somebody should love you for you, not for things like money. Come on, cheer up, dude.
What better way to cheer him up and make him forget Allison than a new potential relationship?
I don't think it's catching fire. Maybe
I sent
try
him an
Shredder.
anonymous love letter, telling him how handsome he was and that I loved everything about him. I may have gone overboard with it, but why wouldn't I? John was a little bit happier the next day. When I bumped into him 2 days later, I sent him another letter, and again, he fell for it.
John jumping straight into the dating game.
I kept going on like this until Josh was himself and started dating again. My letters were like therapy for him.
The secret letter game.
And I thought it could work with everyone around, so every time one of my friends, boys or girls, went through a bad breakup, I would send them love letters.
What? Is this a new business she's created? This is not how I expected the story. I guess she's helping until one of them falls in love with their secret admirer. I wish somebody would send me secret hype letters. Oh, but I also have the comments and you guys, so I guess I can't complain because you guys are all like amazing.
There was this one time when it didn't work. Peter, my childhood friend, broke up with his girlfriend, Maggie. They were together for 7 years. He was devastated.
But wait, doesn't she look the same as the other girl? It's the same girl! Did they just get lazy and didn't draw a new one?
I sent him my usual letters, but he never paid them any attention. He was sad for months. He even ditched all our meetings and movie dates. I was
Poor
pissed.
guy.
He was my buddy. So I decided to talk to Maggie.
Now she looks different.
Maybe she can bring his sanity back. I texted her, and we met at a restaurant. I told her how Peter was feeling and that he was crushed after their breakup. I asked her if she could fix things up with him or even give him a call to make him feel better, but she refused.
Why is she being so mean?
She told me that she moved on, so I decided to step up my game.
Ooh, stepping up the game. She's like the ultimate relationship fixer guru. Is that a thing? Is she getting paid? Or is she doing this on her spare time? I'm so confused. I guess who's paying her? Nobody.
If regular love letters wouldn't do the trick, then personal ones would. I wanted to send Peter personal letters that actually describes his features to remind him why he deserves better.
Okay.
For a week, I made it my mission to observe him. I followed him to his work.
Whoa, it's getting a little stalkerish now, isn't it?
I went to his apartment and pretended to need his help so I can spend as much time as possible with him. I also booked us lots of activities to keep his mind busy and keep Maggie out of his mind. Then I sent him handwritten letters to his office.
So
But
creepy.
Something funny happened along the way. I began having feelings for Peter.
She's caught the disease. The love disease.
I started dreaming about him. I hated seeing him with other girls, and I just wanted him to pay attention to me. Just like that, the letters became real, full of affection and honest emotions.
I did not see this coming. She faked it until she maked it. That's not English.
Up until then, he had never mentioned getting any letters, which really bugged me because I used to tell him everything that was happening in my life.
Is he gonna figure out it's you? Imagine he knows and he's just like,
Man, this go crazy.
Finally, one night at dinner, he told me that he had been receiving letters from an unknown person. I was excited to hear what he had to say about them. He said that the letter warmed up his heart, but he was sorry that he couldn't love the writer back because he was developing feelings for another person.
ooh. Also, I don't know how this works. Like, she's like telling him details about her life. Like,
I took my red Toyota to the shop today to get repaired.
he's like,
I have no idea who this is.
you guys are friends.
My heart dropped. Take it back with Maggie. Tears were forming in my eyes. Peter was nervous. He asked me, what's wrong? I couldn't take it anymore. I broke down and told him that I wrote the letters and that I was falling in love with him.
Whoa. I don't know how he's gonna take this. He's either gonna like you back or think you're creepy.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, Peter burst out laughing.
Wait.
He said, oh my god, I can't believe this. I'm in love with you too.
Ah! Sorry, I'm so happy. It's like the ultimate love
He told me
story.
that he was touched by my efforts to take care of him. And now, after he knew that I wrote the letters, it made him love me even more.
What a beautiful love story.
And from that moment on, Peter and I were inseparable. I had no idea how he'd been before my eyes all this time, and we'd never been together.
Sometimes it's the person you least expect.
Things did not last.
Oh,
6
no.
months
Why?
into
Why?
our
Why?
relationship, his ex-girlfriend Maggie showed up asking for forgiveness.
Maggie's back! Oh no. Maggie, time has passed. You had your chance. Leave them alone.
She wanted Peter back. Apparently, her boyfriend Jordan dumped her for another famous actress, and now she was jealous of my relationship with Peter.
Excuse me? Also, did she just say he dumps famous actresses often? Who is this dude? Brad Pitt?
She started harassing me, commenting on my social media account. She trash talked me among our
She's being
mutual
so
friends.
mean.
One time, she managed to get into Peter's apartment. She had met him accidentally in the street, and he invited her over for tea, and she saw one of my letters. Peter had framed his favorite letter and hung it on the wall.
Oh, he put it on the wall. That's so cute. You better not leave her. I was digging their relationship.
Maggie took a picture of that letter. She was sure that she had seen it somewhere. She kept mentioning to all my friends until Josh and 2 other of my friends, Kate and Ian, showed her theirs. After some investigation, they all concluded that it was me.
Whoa. Oh, this is gonna backfire.
They were furious. They told me that I was no longer their friend and that I had deceived them all. They didn't want anything to do with me.
Oh, she was just trying to be nice though. Oh, I feel so bad.
She told Peter all about it. Peter was shattered. He thought that the whole thing was a lie and that I was just joking around. He was hurt. He thought that I was acting and that all my feelings were fake. I was crying when I told him that all my feelings were real. I loved him with all my heart, but nothing worked. He was too hurt by my lie.
Oh man, she should have told him. If she was honest, once they got together and said, hey, this started off as me just trying to cheer you up and I did it for all my friends because I love you guys all, but then it turned into real feelings. And then he would have understood. But when you find out something like this, you feel betrayed and lied to. This is why, guys, honesty is the best policy. Always.
We broke up. After the breakup, I didn't want to stay next to any of my friends or Peter. They all hated me, so I didn't see a point in staying there, and I definitely didn't want to go back where my parents lived. I quit my job and moved to London. I had applied for a scholarship to study there and got accepted.
London. New year, new life, new you. Wow.
Soon, I was all caught up in my new life. 4 years later, I
Oh,
was working
major
late in
jump.
a coffee shop. I finished my shift as usual, and I got to my apartment and found my roommate Amelia crying and standing outside with some cops.
The cops are here, guys. This is gonna go bad.
She told me that we had been robbed.
This girl can't catch a break. Life be testing her. What I've learned though is when life tests you, you need to be strong and get through that test because there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
The cops asked us questions. We waited outside until they were done, and then we got in. The whole apartment was messy.
Wow.
The robbers had gone through all our stuff, and they stole everything valuable. Money, jewelry, clothes, and even books.
Did I just see them steal her dirty socks back there? Look! They just stole her dirty socks! Why are they on her bookshelf in the first place?
We were left practically with nothing.
Aww.
I sat there on the floor, on the verge of having a meltdown. I knew I had some money in my bank account, but it was not enough to pay the rent for 2 more months.
There's nothing worse than getting robbed because you feel like violated, you know? Like somebody coming to your house, taking your stuff. It's horrible.
I still had the final semester to finish. I can't get another loan from the bank because I already got one, and I can't ask my parents. They were barely making enough money for them.
This story is taking so many unexpected turns. I'm shook.
I felt desperate. Why was this happening to me? But as usual, I had to make it work. I started working double shifts, day and night, and along with my studying, I was exhausted most of the time. That's when Amelia suggested, haven't you heard of gold diggers?
Whoa. Another unexpected turn. That was not the word I was expecting her to say.
Amelia was that kind of girl, and it suited her just fine. She managed to get everything she lost after the robbery. You only have to go on dates with
Eesh.
older men.
Guys, nothing in life is free. There's always some type of exchange, and you literally have to put up with somebody who you don't like. It's not fair to yourself, and it's not fair to the other person.
I didn't like it, but then why not? Everyone was doing it.
Everyone was doing it? Who are your friends? What do you mean everybody was doing it? I used to argue with my parents, not for this, obviously, but like something stupid like,
I want to go out. Everyone's going out.
my parents would be like, well, everyone jumped off a bridge. Will you jump off a bridge? And I'd be like, no, fair. I used to get so annoyed by that, but I can use it in this scenario because it's ridiculous.
I barely made it to the end of the month, so I
No.
gave in.
No.
Amelia arranged me dates. Every few days, I would go with a different guy. I was not proud of what I was doing.
I mean, you shouldn't be proud. I guess you gotta do what you gotta do to live. I still think that, like, there must be another way.
But I had to do that to survive. It continued like this for a while. I didn't have time to rest. I was burnt out all the time until one day my body couldn't take it. I collapsed and I fell on the ground in the middle of my afternoon shift. I passed out. When I woke up, 3 faces were looking at me. The shop owner, James the waiter, and Peter.
Peter!
Is it really him? What's happening?
Guys,
I closed my eyes and opened them again, and it really was Peter.
he's still staring at her like that.
I I tried to stand up fast, but I felt dizzy. I almost fell again. He grabbed my hand, saying, slowly, slowly. 15 minutes later, we were sitting across from each other.
Spell check, guys. That's not how you spell tension. It's an S, not a T.
All my feelings came rushing back as if we had never been separated. But I was also angry at him. Angry at what he did. Angry that he never believed me. Peter told me that after I left to London, he kept looking for me. He didn't know where I was, and he couldn't reach me because I had already deactivated all of my social media accounts.
He misses her too. He got ghosted.
How did you find me?
Yeah,
he
that's
told
what I
me that
wanna know.
Maggie had seen me in the coffee shop. She was in London for a modeling show, and she had contacted him, telling him about me. Maggie tried to get back to Peter after she messed up everything between us, but it never worked out, and this was her way of apologizing to both of us.
I mean, at least there's a redemption arc there. She's now done the right thing.
But who said I want to get back with you? His face went red like a tomato when he heard me say this. He was ashamed of himself for not believing me earlier. To tell the truth, deep down, I wanted to get back to him. I still loved him. 4 years were not enough to make me forget him, but I had a new problem. I was afraid that he would find out my secret, that I was known as a gold digger.
I mean, you shouldn't have done it. Also, didn't you learn last time that honesty is the best policy?
Afraid that he would think badly of me.
Tell
And
him.
think that I wasn't worth it. That
Tell
I was
him.
a big fat liar.
Tell him.
So I just left.
Tell him.
Leaving
Tell
her.
him.
Somebody needs to slap some sense into her, not actually slap, because that's abuse. It's a metaphor.
I knew it was my only chance to be with him, but I just got up and left. But Peter is not giving up on us. 3 weeks later, and he is still in London.
Oof.
He's doing the
Aw.
same thing I did to him. He comes every day to
He's
get his
writing her
coffee
letters.
and leave me a letter at the counter. Who knows? Maybe today's the day we'll leave the coffee shop together.
This is so touching.
And all.
Sorry guys, this made me emotional. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Love you all so much. Stay awesome, stay sweet, and don't forget to be nice to each other. Bye bye!